Hello, everyone, and welcome to Two Show Day. I'm your host, Diana Shabai Booker, and my guest today is an actor, performer, hair and makeup artist, so many hats. Please welcome Nichole Burkus.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
Good. Well, let's get right into it. So, how did you first get into the arts?
Oh gosh, I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and there was a theater where I was growing up called the Glove Theater, and they did summer productions at the time.
Okay.
And with like 100 kids, at least.
Sure.
And it was Cinderella. And I auditioned, and I was just a little princess in the background, and that gave me the bug. And then here we are a lot of years later. But that's kind of what started it. And then I vividly remember at one point listening to the Rent soundtrack in like early middle school, which that's crazy.
That's crazy, but also makes a lot of sense.
Sure, yeah.
Middle school is an angry, angsty
Crazy
time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretending I knew everything that they were talking about. And I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what this is, but this is it. And that bit more of a bug and kind of just like spiraled after that.
Yeah.
And then I did shows in like middle school and high school and all that. And in middle school, after every year, we did like a drama club trip. And I went and saw like Bernadette and Annie Get Your Gun. And I got to see like 42nd Street. And at the time, not knowing the like, I don't know the word, like the magnitude of these shows and these actors. And then looking back at it years later, like, oh my gosh, I just saw Bernadette Peters.
I know. I did
like,
not appreciate this.
I did not. Not at all. Not at all. Little like middle school me was like, I don't know who this is.
Right.
And now I'm looking back like, wow, that was crazy.
Right.
So yeah, and just did all through high school, went to school for it for a little bit. And then went to beauty school and thought maybe that was the route I wanted to go. And then I was like, wait, what can I do to incorporate theater and hair? And then I started doing hair and makeup for theater, which is like super fun.
Yeah.
So if I'm not on stage, usually I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing both.
Or sometimes both.
Sometimes both. A lot of the times both, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the, I don't know if it's a downside, but even if you're not like the designated hair and makeup person, people know that you do it. Correct. And it's like, Nicole, can you help me?
Yep. That's fine. I love it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So have you just been doing theater this whole time? Did you get into community theater like at a certain spot?
I guess. I mean, technically, I've been doing community theater since I was like little because it was always community theater.
Yeah.
And then like school theater, like in middle school, high school, and all that in college. So yeah, community theater since 8, 9, 10 years old.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you, we sort of talked about this, but did you have like a Ring of Keys moment with theater where you were like, oh yeah, this is something I want to spend my time doing?
Gosh, a lot of those moments, but definitely, like I said, listening to the Rent soundtrack, that kind of spurred a big love. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I went to, oh gosh, what else? Yeah. That was kind of it.
Yeah.
And then just growing up and appreciating it more as I went to go see, like my grandma took me to see Les Mis here when it came, one of the million times it came here.
Sure.
And thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, just the magic of it all. And
absolutely.
I love that you can go to a place for like an hour or two and forget like everything and just be in another world. That was also really intriguing to me. And that, or when you're on stage, I don't have to be me. I can be whatever, princess number 3 or, whoever, for 2 hours. And
absolutely. That's one of my things about it too. I don't perform, of course, but I've even started to like, not that I would never not go see theater because of this, but I like dislike theaters that are almost like a thrust or in the round when I have to look at other audience members because then I know they're looking at me and it's like, no, I want a theater where I'm shut off from everything else and I'm looking at this for 2.5 hours,
absolutely.
right?
Like blinders up, I am in your world. Like I don't,
Right,
no,
so
if
I'm watching other audience reactions, I'm very aware of myself. And I don't want that.
I would agree with that.
Did you have a first favorite show?
Rent.
Yeah.
Rent. And then after that, I didn't really have like a lot of favorites until like Wicked came along, and I said, "Oh, I like that." And a few other ones, and then Into the Woods.
Yeah.
Into the Woods. I did it my senior year, and that's when I was first introduced to it, and I went, and that one stuck around for a long time. But yeah, Hairspray.
Oh, so good.
Love Hairspray so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rent.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah.
No, Rent is definitely one of those shows where it's like, it's sort of in this like musical theater 101 thing. Like I'd put Les Mis there and Phantom there and Wicked there and things like that. And it's sort of like, this is your starter pack. And then you can get into things like Into the Woods that are, and then like Deeper Sondheim and things like that from there. I love that. Yeah. So how did you get into doing hair and makeup?
Oh gosh. So I didn't do, it was like 2013 or 14, I think it was. And I remember seeing either email or a post or something that Not So Common was doing Anything Goes at the time, and they needed a hair and makeup designer. And I was like, wait, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
I loved the time period of it. So I applied, and they're like, yeah, come on board. And that was my first official like hair and makeup credit of doing it. And then after that, it was just like every summer after that, a lot of shows after that kind of got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So that was 2014-ish. So a little bit more later into my.
So had you done it like professionally, or you were just doing
no,
learning in your free time?
Like I said, I went to beauty school, so I knew like the ins and outs, and I watched so much YouTube and learned so much about like makeup and hair through that 2014 like YouTube years. Yes. And that's and it was always been a big besides theater, that was my biggest passion, was hair and makeup. Yeah. So I love that I got to combine the two.
That's awesome.
Really fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So when you are doing that, how do you manage to get all the cast ready, especially when you're in the cast yourself? Like like when we did something like okay, check off the bingo card. We met during Spring Awakening.
We did.
That's a lot of like braids and traditional kind
buns,
of stuff.
Low buns.
Correct. But like also you were you helped do hair and makeup for Mean Girls, which was 25 children. And like you really have to keep an eye on them and make sure that they're done and that it's done correctly. So like how do you manage all of that?
Well, doing a show by yourself is a beast. And I learned that quickly. I said, oh, wow, I am one human and there's 25 of you plus.
Right.
So I've been very fortunate that if I am by myself, there's a lot of competent actors and actresses that know how to do their own hair and makeup, or I could like teach a plot and they can do it themselves or execute it themselves. If not, I do it like with wigs and stuff. But then so shortly after I realized I couldn't do it myself, that's when I met my best friend, Elizabeth Sherwood-Mack, friend of the pod.
Yes.
And we kind of became this duo that did it together. And she would do hair, I would do makeup, or vice versa, and we'd bang it out together, and it got so much easier. So having an assistant is great.
Yes.
And much advised.
Yes, you two are a great team too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a blast. And we also had Ella come on and help us after. But yeah, so having an assistant is great. But doing it by yourself, it's tough. It's definitely, like I said, giving someone plot and knowing who can like help out, or they can do it themselves, or like do it yourself, come and have me check it after kind of thing. Like, okay, you're good to go. And there's definitely times that people have gone on stage, I'm like, I didn't see what they look like. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They never came to check in. So that happens a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you ever had like a hair emergency that you have to fix mid-show?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of wig stuff, like pins coming out, falling off. I don't think I've had a wig fall off.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
Good.
No wood.
I know.
Is this wood? I don't know.
I don't know.
Knock on wood that I don't think has happened yet. But yeah, there's always like my ponytail fell out or my bobby pin, and it's not been anything huge, I guess.
Right.
So it's never been anything super catastrophic yet. Oh God! Now that I put it into the universe, that's what's gonna happen.
Of course, we're gonna put this out there. Yeah. It's something like wigs seems like almost more daunting because I don't know, because it's like not a part of you. So is it like is that easier to work with or more difficult to work with?
I will say this, as an actor and someone that designs, I would put a wig on anybody, and I want a wig on myself in any show. It's so much easier to come to the theater in like pin curls or braids or whatever, and usually the wig is styled before the like tech week. You put the wig on, and throughout the run it just usually needs some zhuzhing or some like little fixes here and there. It's nothing like super serious, so it's so much easier to have an actor come in, plop the wig on them, pin it, and they're on their way.
Right.
Than styling someone's own hair. And like wigs tend to stay a little bit easier than human hair does, so I'm pro-wig a lot of the times.
Pro-wig.
So pro-wig.
I love that. Yeah, and then I guess that way it stays, like the look stays consistent, and it's not like, oh, this person is on not a wash day, and now their hair is behaving differently, and things like that.
Exactly.
That makes sense. So I want to talk about, you recently played Dee Dee Allen in The Prom, which is like for those not familiar with the prom, Dee Dee is like this big, like Broadway diva personality, which I would not describe you as a diva in real life.
No, she's complete opposite of me.
I totally think you nailed it though. I thought that was a great role. And you sort of alluded to this before, but like I feel like you pick roles that are very unlike yourself. Yeah. Is that on purpose?
No, that's a later in life thing.
Okay.
Growing up and doing roles, I would always try and find roles that were like me, like the funny, friend or the whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, she came on my bucket list kind of recently, and I was like, oh, she would be so much fun to play.
Yeah.
And I made a post about this on Instagram, and I mentioned that me and Michael Camello, who played Barry, last summer when we were doing Footloose, we were talking about, we knew that the prom was going to be the next show last summer, and we were talking about it and like, oh, how fun would it be to like come back and play these bucket list roles and whatnot. And so I worked my butt off like all year prepping and like memorizing everything and just diving into her. So when I got cast, it was such a pinch me moment. And she was such a challenge in such a beautiful way. And she just made me feel beautiful and strong and taught me so much. I know that's so corny to say, but she really did. And she was just such a blast to play. Like such a blast to be just like this person that I'm not ever going to be a big Broadway diva. But it was so fun to like dive into this character. And it was difficult at times. It was definitely difficult. And I had a lot of imposter syndrome, all summer. But what a dream. She was just, I love her so much. And she left a huge handprint on my heart.
I especially love she has this one costume that's like this teal number that has like fur trim on it.
Our costume designer really treated me with that dress.
I loved the costumes at the prom.
They did a great job. Mitchell did a great job. So they brought me that dress and they had me try it on one rehearsal, and it didn't come with the feathers or anything. It was just the base of the teal dress. And they were like, I'm gonna like zhuzh it up for you, it'll be fun. I said, I trust you completely. And boy, oh boy, when I saw those feathers, I said, yeah. The costumes definitely helped. The wig helped. Like everything just helped kind of like more. But I wanted to take that dress home so very badly. I did not. It is still there. I did not take the costume. But I love that dress so much. And I was so sad I didn't get to wear it. I will say that was probably the costume I was in the longest. So that was really great. But, I would have wore that the whole show.
Yeah, you get attached to it. Absolutely. So Dee Dee is also someone who characters transform, their story, they go through the whole thing. But I feel like Dee Dee, very much you see her trying so hard to change who she is. And she is resistant to change too.
Yes.
Very. So these actors hear about this prom in Indiana, which is getting canceled because there is a young lesbian girl who wants to bring her girlfriend, and they take it upon themselves. This is their cause. It's going to make them relevant. It's going to put them in the headlines. And of course, they end up getting attached to everybody in the small town and blah, blah, blah. But she has to go through things like she has to give up her beach house to her ex-husband.
She sure does.
In order to get this late night spot on a show. And then Emma turns it down.
That was... Oof. That scene was such a blast to play.
Yes.
That was probably one of my favorite scenes. One of my favorite moments in the show, that when she's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I was like, huh? And the freak out that I got to have after that. So much fun.
Yeah. So just, what's it like to have a character, play a character that goes through this very visible change? Yeah.
Challenging. And it's, I think Dee Dee and that show, it's so fun and campy and fun, but there is a great story, I think, to be told with that show for so many reasons. Challenging. That's my biggest word for that role is, but it was fun to start off, in this great success, and then she has a slow decline and realizes, oh gosh, things are bad and things get even worse, and then she has to realize that I need to make things better. This is not, it's not about me. But she even says that, but it really is not about. She has to realize it's not about her. But it was a big challenge. And
Yeah. But I also love that's like, she starts out, or she still is this diva, and then her show goes bad, and so she goes to this thing, but it's not even like at the end she's not like, oh, I'm on top again. It's like, no, she falls in love with this high school principal, and does. Like this is,
and she's like, this is my new life now.
That's
like,
right.
Maybe I'm not gonna go back to the city in my big mansion house, and I'm gonna stay here in Indiana with the love of my life.
That's right.
And start over.
Yeah. So like on the flip side of the coin, Frau Bergman in Spring Awakening is like a horrible,
terrible
mother.
Not a great mom. Well, I always joke. I don't know who I talk to about this.
Yeah.
And as a mom, like I see where she wanted the best for her daughter.
Right.
Were those the right bests? Maybe not. Definitely not.
Right.
But so that was a struggle too, because like I felt for her wanting the best for her daughter. But like, so that was probably more of a harder role for me because it was so opposite of how I would mother my children. So that was a big challenge too.
Yeah, like, I was gonna ask, having kids yourself, how do you separate yourself?
That was tough because like there were so many times backstage that I was like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Like I'm so
I don't want to
sorry.
slap Hannah.
This is not that. I don't know if you remember. It took me a long time to hit her.
Yeah.
And even when I did it, they were like,
little more.
Hit her a little hard. And I was like, okay. And then even Hannah would be like, Nichole, it's okay. You can hit me a little hard. And I was like,
I don't want to.
This is the first time ever slapping anybody across the face. And so it was very hard to, even to this day, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I really didn't mean it. So it was really hard to channel somebody that's not who I am at all. Like, but that's what made it more fun and more, I don't know. I love that show so much, by the way. But that was difficult too, to like channel someone that you're completely opposite of. But see, now back again to a character that like, that's not anything like me, but what a blast it was to like, even though the show is so sad and like beautiful, but it was a blast to like, I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine it's so, I don't know, fun is the right word for Frau Bergman, but it's like,
maybe not
this is
blast,
like, this is like a path that you wouldn't take for yourself, but you get the opportunity to walk it, and maybe it's not fun, but I imagine you get things out of it that's like you can apply to your life.
Definitely, I think you learn something from each character. I've learned something from each of these women that I've gotten to play over the past 2 years, and you definitely take a little something from each of them that like, whether it's a lesson, be like, not to do that, or to do that, or to be more like that or something. Right. So
is that something you look for when you choose to audition for things?
Now it is kind of, like I said, back in the day, not back in the day, I used to just, I want the fun part or but now I think I really want to be more challenged and look for the more like serious roles. And I think I've also gotten to this age where this happened during Spring Awakening. Actually, it was funny. I fully went into that productions like, I want to be one of the kids. Ever since Spring Awakening came into my brain, I was like, I need to play one of the girls.
Okay.
And in my brain, I was like, I totally still can. I'm not the age that I am. I'll definitely be able to play one of the kids. And I was like, oh, the reality hit real quick. And I said, I'm not going to be one of the girls. So it very quickly shifted to the adult roles. And then after Spring Awakening is kind of when my whole like mentality switched. Like, oh, wait, these are unlocking all these new women that I would love to visit now. And mourning the loss of, not the loss, but I guess the loss of not being able to play the younger characters that I've always wanted to play.
Sure.
So the bucket list changed in the past like year or so, realizing I think I'm in this weird in between of I think I have to start thinking of the more mature roles.
Sure.
But it's been exciting to like find these new shows and be like, oh wait, that would be fun to play.
Yeah.
Or, oh wait, so.
Oh good. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. I often think that like adult women roles like there's more nuance to them, or they have some sort of interesting story, and it's not just like ingenue, I'm sad over this boy kind of thing, right? So but that's great. All right, should we get into it? Should we get into our shows today? Yay! I'm really excited about our shows. I barely have any notes because I'm just gonna go off the rip.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Nichole, what is your show today?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yay! I'm noticing your Audrey 2 over here. Yes. Love that. So, for the uninitiated who know nothing about Little Shop of Horrors, give us a little something.
Yeah, I have some notes here. It's a horror comedy rock musical, music by Alan Menken and lyrics and book by Howard Ashman. The story follows a hopeless florist shop worker who raises a plant that feeds on human blood and flesh. The musical loosely based on a low-budget 1960 black comedy film, Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, and the music's in like 1960s rock and roll doo-wop, early Motown stuff. Yeah. They made a movie in 1982, or no, 86. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just a fun, campy little
It's
musical.
so great. Yeah, the original movie, pre-musical, it's very funny. If no one has seen it, like Jack Nicholson is in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised how I actually thought it was way older for a long time. I thought it was like 1920s or 30s because of how terrible the quality, like film quality is.
Correct. Yeah.
But that's just because it was so low budget. But no, it's great. And then the musical movie is Rick Moranis and Ellen Green. I have a burp. Okay. Directed by Frank Oz.
Yes.
So the puppetry is really good. Ending is controversial of the movie because there's a theatrical ending and the director's cut ending, which is closer to the musical, but it doesn't end the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But yeah, so what draws you to this show?
Oh gosh. You know what? I've been in it twice. The first time I was just like an urchin, our director made like a little ensemble. There's not normally, but she added a few extra like street urchins and whatever. And the second time I was Mrs. Mushnick.
Mrs. Mushnick.
Yes. And I love it as a woman. I didn't know how I'd feel about it at first. But I sort of
instead of Mr. Mushnick.
Mr., I was
Mrs.
I
thought they added a wife. No, I love that. Okay.
And let me tell you, the dynamic between Seymour and Mrs. Mushnick as like the mommy's son is so much different than like the daddy son like thing and dynamic. And I much prefer it as a woman. I think it adds a whole different and with Audrey. I think the relationship between the three of them I love it as Mr. but I love it a little bit more as Mrs.
I would love to see that.
It's so much fun. It really changes like the whole dynamic between the three of them.
Totally.
And I really, really love it. But I don't know what draws me to it. I just love the style of it. I love the music. I love, and it's not any sort of like big piece of theater that has a big message or anything like that, but it's just so fun. I don't know. There's something about it. I love it so much.
Yeah. No, it's
how many times can I say that? I love it so much.
No, that's why we're here. It sort of starts off very, but it's like, I don't want to say basic, but it's
just like a typical,
it starts simple,
day-to-day, simple
right? Yeah,
kind
exactly.
Of thing,
It's
shows you about their sad life in Skid Row.
Yeah. Seymour works at this florist shop run by Mushnick, Mr. or Mrs. And Seymour lives in the basement and this is his whole life, and he's in love with Audrey, who also works at the florist shop, but she has this abusive boyfriend that neither of them can seem to get rid of, and she lives on Skid Row, and it's not a very nice place, but then he finds this plant during a total eclipse of the sun, and he brings it back to the shop, and it starts talking to him.
It sure does.
Feed me. And he realizes that it is hungry for human flesh.
Yes.
And he starts feeding it its own blood, and he realizes it's not sustainable. And then he starts killing people to feed this plant.
Yes.
And he keeps doing this because the plant just gets bigger and bigger, and then it's like a big thing for the shop, and the shop is doing so well, and then you have to face the consequences of this, and that's it goes into this place where it's like, okay, this is fun, and then it's just like we're into outer space territory really fast.
It's crazy.
It sort of reminds me of like Rocky Horror Picture Show, how it's like Brad and Janet, la la la, and then
you're like, boof. Oh wait, what is happening?
This is so different. But and then introducing music to it, Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, who we'll hear more about when I get into my piece too. But I feel like this is one of their first collaborations together too.
And what a collab!
And
what a first collab to have.
Legendary.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, all the songs are so good
So
and
good, yeah.
like specific to the characters too. So yeah, we have like the Motown doo-wop with the urchins who are generally like three girls who are sort of supreme-y.
Sure.
They come the Greek chorus sort of. They come in and out. But then like Audrey too gets these like it's like this big deep rock and roll voice.
Yeah. Recently saw her played by a woman as well, which
love that. Yeah.
Brought a whole new dynamic.
Totally. Yeah. Oh,
I've seen it done so many ways, which I love, which I think I love so much about it, that you really can, change it and do different like versions and this and that. Yeah.
I think that, that's a show that lends itself well to that sort of reinterpretation.
For sure.
Yeah, that would be great if it was just Seymour and then a bunch of women.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's get a female dentist. Let's do everybody. Just a whole female. Seymour's
everybody
a woman. Everybody's a woman.
Everybody but Audrey.
Everybody but Audrey. We'll switch Seymour and Audrey. Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah. What you have a lot of notes there.
I
what
do, because I panicked. Yeah. I was like, let me get all the notes. I don't know what she's going to ask me, so I want to be prepared. That was like the whole plot of the show. So
great. Okay.
Skip that because we went over it. Just that it premiered off Broadway, in 1982, and it ran for about like a month. And then it opened off Broadway at the Orpheum, on July 27th, 82.
Yeah.
Directed by Ashman and staging by Eddie Cohen. And it won a lot of awards like Drama Desk and stuff like that, but could never have like a Tony because it never made it to Broadway.
Yeah.
She stayed off.
That's right.
And they tried. It ran for 5 years, and then when it closed, there was like a lot of talk of Broadway, which I didn't realize. There was talk of Broadway transfer, but Howard Ashman was like, no, I think it belongs right here.
Yeah.
And it never made it to the Broadway. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know.
And it's this big, ginormous musical
legendary.
That, people love so much, or at least I hope they do, or think they do.
I love that.
And then went to the West End, and then off Broadway, and it's now off Broadway still.
I know. I heard this current off Broadway production. The producers were like, same thing. This is we want to run this forever off Broadway, and just bring in these
icons,
stars. Like, stars. Started with Jonathan Groff.
Let's talk about all those. Yeah, let's talk about those Seymours.
Like,
hello,
crazy,
and the Audreys. Really, just everyone.
That's everyone.
Stacked.
Like, Darren Criss and Jeremy Jordan, and like the whole cast of Tony nominees this
Rob
year.
McClure, Matt Dowell, Corbin Bleu, Darren Criss, Andrew Barth Feldman, Milo, and then the Audreys.
Same.
Joy Woods.
Yeah.
Lena Hall.
Oh my God, I forgot Lena Hall.
Big fan. Big fan. Joy Woods and Lena Hall. Yeah.
Joy Woods was in it. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Sharon A. Scott recently, which
love
that they had a little bit more mature Audrey.
Yes.
I love a mature Audrey.
Yes. Again,
number one on my bucket list. First off,
oh yeah,
I have to tell you, top.
Yeah, and I don't think that's something you can age out of either. Just match your Audrey and Seymour
for sure.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. But yeah, icons playing those roles, which I just love so much that they're just like bringing them off Broadway and
And I think that's like, it's a good show for off-Broadway, right?
Perfect.
It's like, and maybe now it's known enough that it could do a run, but like some shows don't fit in a Broadway house, right?
I think it's cute and quaint in these tiny little theaters. I don't think it needs this big house of like huge, I mean, it'd be so great to have it on Broadway, but like, I would agree with them. I think it right where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect.
And it's like, I think it's a good way, like you do a well-known show like Little Shop, you put stars in it, put it off Broadway, and like sort of get people thinking about off-Broadway shows
so
too,
many great off-Broadway shows,
and many of them are like in the same Broadway strip, like you don't have to go
not far
downtown or anything. Yeah. So I think that's great. I was gonna say something else about off-Broadway. No, I don't remember.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a dream.
In the middle of the night. And you'll wake up like, Nichole. I remembered.
Maybe it was, I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure Howard Ashman, the first theater it was in, the off-Broadway theater, Howard Ashman started a theater company to produce Little Shop of Horrors.
You might be right. I don't know if I have that in my notes.
And like nobody wanted to produce it, and he was like, fine, I'll do this myself.
Yeah. The original, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then,
which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that kind of chutzpah.
Right?
Where it's just like, fine, I know the show is good.
He's like, he believed in himself, and that's all you needed. Believe in yourself. And look what happened.
Love that.
Yeah.
If you could dream cast Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh. Oh gosh. so many of I want to see, okay, as much as I love the Seymours that have played and currently are playing, I would love to see, and I'm not saying this because I am a plus size actress, I would love to see maybe like a plus size actor or more diversity in like the roles.
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't necessarily think I have like a dream cast.
Okay.
I would just like to see maybe more diversity in the roles.
Yeah, love that.
Of those two.
Yeah, especially thinking about the ones who played recently. They are generally standard size kind of people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or not just that, not that typical like hunky tenor that like we all love so much.
Right.
Guilty. But like I would just love to see more diversity, I think, in those roles, because I think Seymour is, I don't know how to word this, and I don't want to sound, I don't know the word, but I just would. Seymour is so like scared and timid and shy, and you see these like big hunky Broadway tenors playing them, but like I would love to see. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going.
Being
with
so
this.
nice. I was going to say,
like my brain is not computing how I want to like word this.
I was going to say Seymour is a loser. Well, no, they're both like not losers, but they're definitely not typical leads, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot for Audrey to leave her
She's been through some stuff,
boyfriend, right? Like she at first she thinks like this is what she deserves is to be beaten by this guy, and
life,
she works in this like poor business, and Seymour can barely afford anything, and like they are definitely not hunky.
I don't know. I don't know the word, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to sound inappropriate, but just more diversity, I think. But I've never really thought of like a dream me. I want to be Audrey so bad.
What about a local dream cast?
Oh gosh.
Let's do some manifesting here.
I'm gonna have to get back to you.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to put it in like, I don't know, because I have to sit and think about
record
this. I'm gonna
iPhone
record
video,
yes, and I'll send it to you, and you're gonna put it in because I don't know. There's so much talent around here.
Yeah.
I would. Not So Common just did it, and they had a female plant. She was stellar.
Love that.
Stellar. Love that they did that. But yeah, we have so much talent that I just don't know.
Yeah, you could cast
everybody. I could cast it 500 times over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a fun show, and like I love what people do with the ending too, like streamers in the audience, or the plants reaching out, or however you sort of show the plants have taken over the shop, and then the world at the end. There's such a great opportunity to get creative there. Yeah,
it's a fun show.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my show today, after Little Shop of Horrors, Alan Menken and Howard Ashman did The Little Mermaid, which is what I'm going to talk about. So the movie, The Little Mermaid, the Disney movie, premiered in 1989. It was written and directed by John Musker and Ron Clements. It was based on the Hans Christian Andersen story of the same name. And of course, the music and lyrics were written by Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. Okay. If you don't know the story of The Little Mermaid, I can't help you.
Yeah, no.
There's a mermaid, and she's little.
and she lives under the sea.
She lives under the sea, and she wants to be part of the human world. Yeah. I am... Okay. The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie.
Same.
And I get very upset when people say that Ariel traded her legs for a dick or for a man.
Agreed.
Because that's not what she does.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
For no one that is not paying attention to the movie, she sings this whole song called Part of Your World before she meets Prince Eric.
Correct.
She has this whole interest in human things. And all of this, she sings her I Want song before she lays eyes on him.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you.
I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this.
I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill.
So, number one. Yes. So she wants to be part of the human world. Eventually she sees Prince Eric, and she doesn't know he's a prince. She's not a gold digger either. She just sees him and falls in love immediately. She rescues him from a shipwreck. And then he's sort of like, oh, who was that voice? I need to find this girl. Her father, the king of the sea, King Triton, is very upset. He doesn't want her to go to the surface anymore. There's a prequel to The Little Mermaid that explains that Ariel's mother died at the hands of humans. Yes. And maybe that's why he is so upset about that.
He lost his life. He's angry and hurt. Poor King Triton.
No, he's just a single dad raising 7 girls by himself. So Ariel goes to visit Ursula the Sea Witch, who in the Broadway version, Ursula and King Triton are brother and sister.
Yes,
and they have this whole thing about their mother died, and they're they split the sea in half, but he took over and he's banished her to this place, and that's why she's mad at him. Again, that's TBD if you consider that canon, but that's what that is. And so she goes to Ursula. Ursula says, yep, I will give you legs, I will make you a human for 3 days, but you have to have the kiss of true love in order to stay human forever. Do you think if it had worked out and she had gotten the kiss of true love and she stayed human forever, do you think she would have gotten her voice back?
No.
Or do you think, she would have been a mute human?
I think I don't think Ursula would have done that.
I don't think so either, because I think it would have been like, it's payment.
Yeah.
It's
like,
not.
No, you gave this up.
Yeah.
And I may have said that to you at the time, but no. Knowing Ursula.
Right. She would have found some way to
screw
her over.
She would have found something in that contract and been like, nope.
She would have added something to that contract.
Absolutely. Probably.
Yeah. So she goes up to the surface and, she finds Eric and she can't talk, but they fall in love anyway. And, everyone knows the story, blah, blah, blah. And then Ursula comes in, makes the whole thing.
Ruins the day.
Yeah. And then they poke her with the ship and she explodes and then everything works out. King Triton's like, okay, fine.
Like, oh, wait. Okay.
And makes a big rainbow in the sky, and then they get married. Amazing. But I'm it's my favorite Disney music. It's been my favorite Disney movie since I was a little girl.
Same.
And I think part of it is just because I'm also like a headstrong. I know what I want when I want it, and I just identify with that. I also fell in love with a guy who was far away from me, and then we made it work out. Now he's my husband, but yay! But I am so fascinated by the Menken and Ashman lore of this movie. Yes. So Disney was really like in the dumps before The Little Mermaid, right? Like we think about the history of Disney movies. We start with, Snow White is the big deal. Then we have sort of our classic princesses. We have Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and all those people. And then we sort of get into this phase in the 70s and 80s where it's like experimental stuff. And maybe it's still things that are good, but it wasn't making money, right? Sure. We're talking about like Oliver and Company and The Great Mouse Detective, which I love both. Or like The Black Cauldron.
Love even more.
Right, but it's like weird stuff. Yep. And like the animators were like working in trailers and they were about to lose the animation building, and it was like a bad time for them. Yeah. So they started to work on The Little Mermaid, and they brought in Menken and Ashman. And they really took this Broadway approach to it, right? Yeah, like there's footage of Howard Ashman talking about the I Want song and how in every musical the heroine sits down on something and she sings about what she wants.
And that's the Somewhere That's Green.
Yes, exactly.
And whenever I sing Somewhere That's Green, at the end where she says, Somewhere That's Green, I sing it as Part of Your World. And I go, Somewhere That's Green. So it's the Part of Your World. So I always do that whenever I sing.
I love that.
Yeah, because that's what I always think of.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely. Yeah. So like that's a big part of it. Yeah. And like Ursula, this is also isn't like, this is widely known, but like Ursula was based off of Divine, the drag queen, right? Who is like this. I've gotten really into watching John Waters movies lately. So like I've been learning more about Divine, and it's like, this is a crazy inspiration to put in a children's movie. Someone who very famously ate dog shit in a movie. They were like, Disney, I got something for you.
Wait, here it is.
And she's like one of the most iconic villains of all time, like singular. And like all of these songs, like you sort of think before The Little Mermaid, there aren't really villain songs.
You might be, yeah.
I mean, there's probably exceptions.
But
like now,
she kinda
every movie has a great villain song, right? Songs, Gaston, or Be Prepared, or like whatever. Take your pick. But so it sort of introduced all of these like
iconic,
right? Yeah. And then Little Mermaid had a budget of $40 million and made $235 million and introduced the Disney Renaissance. So after this, we get Beauty and the Beast, which is pretty widely regarded of like one of the best Disney movies, if not like objectively one of the best, which also had music by Menken and Ashman. And then we get Aladdin after that and Lion King after that. And it's just like ushered in this huge,
set the tone.
Exactly, this huge age of this. And like, Howard Ashman died really young after this. They won an Oscar for, I think it was Under the Sea, they won Best Original Song for. And I remember there are two great documentaries about this. One is just called Howard, about Howard Ashman. And there's another one called Waking Sleeping Beauty, which is sort of about this whole process and the Disney Renaissance and all that. And it has a big section on them.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was the night they won the Oscar or something like that, but that's when Howard Ashman told Alan Menken that he had AIDS.
Yeah.
And like, so throughout the whole Beauty and the Beast process, he was like, he was dying. And I remember once they went to go visit him in the hospital and he had like lost his sight at this point, but he was wearing a Beauty and the Beast sweatshirt. Like he was just with them the whole time. And that movie is dedicated to him. And it's just, it's such an important part of pop culture legacy. And I just wish more people knew that the most, or not the most, perhaps most famous, but like some of the most influential Disney movies are around because of a gay man who died of AIDS. And like we wouldn't have the Disney legacy and the whatever, the Lopez's or the Lin-Manuel Miranda movies now had it not been them stepping up and doing all of this.
A little bit,
yeah. So I love talking about that because and it makes me love the movie more.
Even more,
Yeah. So it just has this spunk to it and like all these characters, like we didn't see, like to some degree we did, but we didn't see like the little animated, like Sebastian and Flounder type characters. We didn't see those before The Little Mermaid. Yeah. So,
I just love that movie so much.
I know. Me too.
I'm so glad we have the same favorite movie. I was like,
yeah, and it's always like I can always throw it on.
Yeah.
It's I think I rewatched it like in the last year or something, and I'm just like, damn, this is so good.
So good.
And it's not even like I'm sure it's nostalgia from my childhood, but like objectively, it is still so good.
Yeah, very
now.
much.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh man. What would you say are like? Do you have like other? We almost talked about Into the Woods today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Are there like? I was gonna say, are there ties to these shows, to that, but I don't know. I guess there's another Little Red fairy tale,
there. Like maybe like the Cinderella and all that, in the Disney realm, but that was kind of not.
I remember going to see the Into the Woods movie that they did like 10 years ago.
Yes.
And thoughts on that aside,
yes.
At the end, there was a little girl and her mom walking out, and all I remember is the mom saying, "Some stories don't have happy endings," and it's like they walked in not knowing this was a Sondheim musical.
You didn't realize what you were getting to. I was just talking about this with someone. Into the Woods, that so many people go see it and leave after Act 1 thinking, that's it. It was resolved. Everything was great. And I was like, wait.
No.
Come back. Yeah. And it's happened multiple times that everyone's like, great, yay. And you're like, nope. Just hold on.
Sorry, there's a whole bunch of stuff about to happen here. Yeah, if the staging I think is really important at the end of Act 1. If the the beanstalk doesn't come out or whatever it is, you don't have this like obvious part that this is
like, hold on, wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that would be, I know, and I've heard, I actually don't know if this is true, but I've heard like the junior versions, you can just do
I think
the
it is
first
that
act.
Correct. Yeah, I think you might be correct. That
which is like,
it kind of cuts up.
Why would you do Into the Woods if you're just doing the first act?
Act 2 is where it's at.
Go do something else, right? Like, all the interesting stuff is in Act 2.
Yeah.
Last Midnight and
Moments in the Woods,
and No One Is Alone, and Children Will Listen, and like every song in Act 2. Have you ever been in Into the Woods?
I have twice. Started as Little Red in high school my senior year, and then I played Granny. So that was like a full circle little moment there.
Right over the Baker's Wife.
Right there. Yeah. Baker's Wife. Audrey Baker's Wife. That's how the dream roles go for me.
Okay.
But so I've been very lucky enough to be in it twice.
Yeah. That's such a great show.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lot of people's first exposure to Sondheim too. Maybe because it's so frequently done in schools, or it just has those fairy tale characters that are like easy to latch onto. But then it's like, oh, let's go look at Company, or something that's
a little deeper,
less,
a little more,
a little deeper, a little less done.
It's deep, but
yeah. Great shows. All right. Are you working on anything right now?
I'm not. Well, hair and makeup for Hadestown. That's exciting. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say no, and then I am. I think because I'm not in like rehearsals, and there's not, so I'm like, oh wait. So just hair and makeup for Hadestown.
Oh,
that's the only thing on the roster right now.
Yeah.
Super excited about.
Are you doing anything like totally different?
I don't know yet.
Or I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of haven't really like gotten the gears moving yet, which I probably should. You didn't hear that, Elizabeth. I swear I have everything done. No. I don't know. I think I want to do something different though. Because this is I would like to do. I'd love to do something different.
Totally.
I think. I'm not sure what that is yet, but I think I would.
I love that. Hadestown is being done more and more by youth, or just the teen edition is out now, so it's like everyone's getting their hands on it. But I think it's a good opportunity to do something different than replicating the Broadway version, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Which I think you can't. I think that you have to which I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you can't do exact replicas like of the show right now. Yes, because it's so brand new and it's so just for the teens. So you have to kind of force you to think outside that. Like you can pay homage, but you can't copy, which I love. So it kind of gives you more creative juices to like, what can we do with this, but still be, pay homage and all that.
Well, and that's the
original,
whole,
which I love.
That's the whole point of Hadestown, right? It's like, it's based on these Greek myths, and obviously it's told in this way that is not like, doesn't look like Hercules, right? Like no one's in a toga.
No, they're not.
Well, they could be for this production.
Maybe
who knows?
Who's to say?
But yeah, that's great. I'm so excited to see that. I love Hadestown, and I'll see it over and over again. Despite how devastating it is. That's my favorite part of Hadestown, is when he turns around and everyone's like, oh, I've seen it. Oh God, probably 6 or 7 times at this point. And that's my favorite part, because the people that haven't seen it, it's like, yeah guys, Hermes says that at the beginning, this is sad. And like, they're going to do it anyway. And that's the whole point. And so good. Well, I'm so excited to see that. Excited to see your work on it.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to plug while you're here?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Just go see all the theater. Go support everybody. I don't know.
I am really excited for this
see all the pals.
fall coming up.
It's a great fall.
Like Dreamgirls at Slough, of course, incredible.
Probably front row.
Oh my God,
front row to that.
I was trying to think of like
locked and ready.
I've only lived here for a few years, of course, but I haven't seen anybody in the area doing Dreamgirls, and like.
I think you're correct. I don't think it's done.
I think this is the first time Slough has done it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
and
so
I haven't seen it anywhere.
I know
in the past.
I haven't seen. I've only seen the movie before. I've never seen it.
Yes,
in person.
I've never seen the show. So I'm jazzed. Just truly, I love that show so much. So I'm really
excited
about that.
And what else is coming up? Oh, the Comeuppance that our friend David Quinones is directing with creative license. Yeah. I don't know anything about that show, but I adore the poster he made. That looks like there's so much energy in there. Yeah. Sand Lake is doing Spelling Bee.
Yes, I love Spelling Bee so much.
I've never seen before in person, so I am.
Oh, you're in for
going. We've got a lot of friends in there. Jeffrey P. Hawking, of course, is in it. Yeah, so definitely gonna make that happen. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fall.
Yeah, it's great. It's good lineup. Yeah, good seasons. A lot of good seasons so far that I've seen. So just go see all the theater.
Yay! All the theater. Nichole, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I'm so honored. I'm so glad it's cool enough to be on a pod.
Oh my God, of course. Yay! Two Show Day is hosted by me, Diana Shabai Booker. Cover art is with contributions from Ivy McGurran. If you'd like to get in contact with us, please visit our link tree at linktr.ee/2showday.